Okay, everybody, good morning. It's a snow day. This is going to be an assignment for the snow day. I'm going to make it due on Sunday just in case you don't get to it today. I understand that it's hard to get all these little busy works done, but here's the approach. This is going to be just a review of some concepts that with every day we've lost this year in rehearsal, it's just one less day to review these things that we talk about in choir in a normal year every day. So concepts of note names, of clefs, of negotiating your way around a score so that when you're in rehearsal, you know exactly where to look, what to do, all of those things that have probably been, if you're a new singer, have been very stressful for you in the few days that we've been able to rehearse. And then even if you're an experienced singer in concert choir or advanced treble, we have not had a chance to review much of this stuff this year. So let's just let this serve as a review. So go ahead and watch through this video. I'm going to be asking questions and I'll give you the numbers of the questions. And then you simply are going to type out, as you're watching the video, type out the answers to the questions. So what you would do is feel free to pause the video, rewind, answer the question, move on, that kind of a thing. It should take you no more than 30 minutes because this is really just a concept review. Okay, everybody. So here's the first concept review. You see on the screen here the two primary clefs that we use in choir. So fun fact, the word clef is cognate with the word key. So it's an older version from a different language, which is interesting. So here's why that's important to know. If a clef is a key, it unlocks something. Okay? So what it does, it's unlocking the positions on the staff where you're going to put each of the letter names of the notes. So we all learn in elementary school that this one right here is called the treble clef. But in high school, we teach you that there is an alternate name for this. Okay? And we call it the G clef because it looks like a G, but also it's a key that unlocks the G. It tells you right where the G is. Okay? So that gives you access. Even if you had never learned this before, you would always know that this is a G. And then we know that the musical alphabet goes A through G. So I would go G, A, B, C, D, E, and so on, backwards, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. Okay? So of course the reason that's helpful is that we have the ability then to find what the note name is, which is going to help us later when we name the key. And of course, the better you get at that, the easier that gets when you're in rehearsal, right? So number one on your quiz is what is the name of the treble clef? What is the alternate name of the treble clef? And why does that help you get to your correct letter name quicker? So feel free to pause the video and get that typed into your form. Okay, the next one. This is called the bass clef. The traditional name for this is the bass clef, but we like to call it the F clef, which is an alternate name for this clef, and that is, again, a key to help you find F. Now, if you use your imagination there and connect the dots, you can kind of see a fancy version of an F there, and the line right between the dots is your F. So it's like a starting place. If you know where to start and you know the alphabet, which you all do, you've been out of school for a while, but I think you've remembered that, which is that means that's your F, and that would be your G, and that would be your A, right? And then you can go backwards, F, E, D, C, B, A, and so on, right? So number two on your little quiz is the same thing. What is the alternate name for the bass clef, and why does that help you? What is the secret code that's being given to you there? Okay. And then number three is I just want you to type into your form on both of those little topics, understanding the note names on a staff and getting to the point where you can quickly name them, right? So if I drop a note right there, how quickly can you say that that's a C? If I drop a note over here, and how quickly, oh, that's a D, right? So the idea would be like flashcards, right? And you can do that on your own. It's very easy to practice on at home, even on websites like musictheory.net, which is what I'm using right now, or Tone Savvy, which you have accounts for from the beginning of the school year. Why would that be helpful for you in a rehearsal? So try to take it off the screen here a second. You go back into the choir room, and if you are quicker at naming the notes, give me some examples of how that might make your rehearsal less stressful. Okay, number four, Then we would take that information, right? So once you become really good at naming the notes on the staff, and when I say naming the notes on the staff, I mean what letters? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then of course we have sharps and flats. So is it an A sharp or a B flat, right? This is music lingo at the very basics, right? Once we know that information, we can then determine the key. And for key signature identification, we always memorize 3 rules. We have the flat rule, the sharp rule, and the all or nothing rule. And of course the flat rule is the last flat is fa. Okay, so now we got to take this new rule and synthesize it with the information we learned at the beginning of the video and that we've already mastered, right? So if you have not mastered it, this is something you can work on at home to make it easier on you when you're in class. So here's how those 2 bits of knowledge go together. If I know that the last flat is fa, then I can go here. Okay, so here's my fa, mi, re, do, and then I would know that since I'm in the G clef, G, A, B, that my do is on B. But it's also, there's a flat there. So it'd be flat. So I would click, and on this particular website, I would click there, and that gets me the right answer. Key of B flat. Last flat is fa. Mi, re, do. That puts me on F. See, it's the one right below G. So then I know I'm in the key of F. So number 4 on your quiz. What is the flat rule and how does it work? And describe that process that I just did, and you can go back and watch it as many as you want. Then we have the sharp rule. The sharp rule is the last sharp is T. So again, I'm going to take my letter name knowledge and combine it with my sharp rule to get the answer to the key. Right, so here's my last sharp. G, A, B, C, D, E, F, back to G again. So G sharp is T. And then I'm going to go up 1/2 step because the fastest way to get from T to do is just up, right? So the next letter in the musical alphabet after G is A again. So now I know I'm in the key of A. Now I've only got 1 sharp. So my last sharp is F sharp. Okay, so then I need to know again what's 1 above that. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I'm in the key of G. So number 5 is what is the sharp rule? And how do you then use that rule to find the name of the key? And finally, we have the all or nothing rule, which is the rule that we attach to the letter C, meaning if I don't see any sharps or any flats, it's the key of C. If I see all the sharps, which is 7, that's the key of C sharp. If I see all of the flats, 7, then it's C flat. It's a shortcut to that answer. Okay, and again, that helps us because we can quickly identify that C would be our do. Okay, so number 6, describe the all or nothing rule and how we use that to find the key. Finally, number 7. And finally, number 7, how does all of this information in this video help make your choir rehearsal less stressful? This is just a little short paragraph answer that I would like for you to reflect on. Let's say if you have this mastered, so maybe you're one of our more advanced students, and you can do this when you look at a piece of music. You know where do is. You know how to find your starting pitch. All those things are just so locked into your brain that you can do it in a 1/2 second. Explain how that makes your rehearsal less stressful. If you're more on the beginning end of the choir spectrum and you're watching this, imagine how that would make your rehearsal less stressful if you could just look at the music and know exactly what to do, right? So what we're trying to visualize here is how this information, even though it's boring to do it on a quiz, how it translates into choir rehearsal by making it more easy to access, less stressful, more fun. Okay, and then ultimately, we're back at it next week. At some point, the world will thaw, and I'm so excited to get back into rehearsal with you guys. You're doing great. Yesterday was fun. See you next week.